Welcome back to the Florida CME Group here in Chicago. I'm Killer from Treasury Curve. Got cash? I can help. Friday, July 8th. Unemployment number, or shall we call the unenjoyment number. Wow, we saw a big shock to the markets this morning. We really saw that move off that 1353 S&P level I've been discussing all week. The jobless number was obviously an anemic number at 18,000. We saw them really come into the Treasury market, buy those treasuries. We saw that 10-year fly back down to 3%. We're currently at the S&P on the lows of the days. But I think this really sets up next week. We have earnings next week. We have a lot of moving parts coming to this market. Now, all of a sudden, everyone's talking about, whoa, that soft patch we thought that was in June and had come and gone. Well, maybe we're still in that soft patch. Maybe we need some more economic stimulus out of the government. Wow, at the August 2nd deadline, there's so many different things juggling now. Let's not forget about the Eurozone stress/default situation. So I think next week is very important now that we have this job number for this clarity. Everyone was hoping and aspiring for this to be 125,000, 150,000 job number. We didn't get that, folks. That's clear. So we're actually seeing some profit taking, some move down here, because let's think 2 weeks ago when we were still kind of dealing with the possible systemic risk over in Greece, we've seen a 7% move in the S&P up until today. So we're seeing big down day here. There's red, there's blood on the floor, obviously, in the Dow, the NASDAQ, and obviously the S&P, and they're continuing to find safety in treasuries. So I think next week we're going to see a couple different data points that are going to come out, but right now I think this retracement we've been looking for and talking about, it's here. How far does it go down? I think the S&P currently 1329 and a quarter is the low. I think there's some initial support at 25, and then we go all the way back down to that 100-day and that 50-day moving support, that 1312 level. So I think that's the initial support in this market. In the event we get back underneath that, well, all bets are off, and that 1293, that's back on the radar. These are big numbers, big moves, folks, but I think we're all skeptical of this upside move here due to the lack of volume. Crude oil off a couple bucks as well, with a low at 95.60. That's lock in step with the S&P today. I think this euro currency, we're seeing that come off as well, low 141.76. So I think this euro currency situation is going to play out more next week, but I really want to be mindful. Look at the 10-year, look at the treasury. What is it telling us? We thought we were out of the woods, we're not. Unenjoyment, sorry folks, hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it was very unenjoyable to see that number today. Have a great weekend. Good luck trading next week. I'll be back on Monday. One other thing, please remember, be the hammer, not the nail.